students, Mrs. Ringler here. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I am going to demonstrate for you how to make Play-Doh by following a recipe. Mrs. Dobson gave me this recipe. It has a title, Making Christmas Ornaments. Now I just told you that we're going to make Play-Doh. That's because the first part of making these Christmas ornaments is starting by making a Play-Doh recipe. When I cook something following a recipe, the first thing I do is I look at the ingredients and the tools I will need. I see on this recipe that I am going to need flour. I have it. Cream of tartar. I had to go to the store and buy that today. Now I have it. I'm going to need oil right here. I'm going to need salt. This may not look like the salt you're used to, but this recipe takes a lot of salt, so I had to get it in a big bag. I'm also going to need 2 cups of water, which I have measured here in my liquid measuring cup. Now, I'm going to have to do some measuring and some stirring for this recipe. I also have my measuring cup, my measuring spoon, and a good sturdy wooden spoon for stirring. I'm going to be putting all of these ingredients into my saucepan. So let's start with the flour. I see that I need 2 cups of flour. I'm carefully measuring 1 cup and 2 cups. The next thing I'll need is 2 tablespoons cream of tartar. This is my tablespoon, and I'm carefully measuring 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. When you're following a recipe, it's important to be very careful to follow it so that what you're making turns out right. There, I just spilled my cream of tartar. That's okay, I can still level off my tablespoon. The next thing I need is 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm going to use the same measuring spoon for my oil. I'm going to measure 1 tablespoon of oil, pour it on top, put that in the sink to get washed. Next, I need 1 whole cup of salt. I'm just going to reuse this measuring cup. Just has a little bit of flour on it. That'll be okay. Now I'm going to measure 1 cup of salt. Now everything in this Play-Doh is food grade. That means you could eat it if you wanted to. But trust me, you aren't going to want to eat this. With all this salt in there, it would taste terrible. 1 cup of salt. Put that in the sink to be washed. And finally, I need 2 cups of water. Now I have all of my ingredients in my saucepan on my stove. Friends, if you make this Play-Doh recipe at home, make sure you have adult help. The next thing I have to do is cook the Play-Doh. The directions tell me to cook the Play-Doh on medium heat. I'm looking on my stove knob, and I see that I have high heat, and I have low heat. I remember that medium means in the middle. When you order a meal at McDonald's, you can get small, medium, or large. So here with my heat, I have high and low. So I know medium's going to be somewhere in the middle. Now, the directions say to stir all of the ingredients while they cook until you get a stiff, doughy ball. At this time, we're going to end the video while I stir. Hi students, welcome back. I've been stirring this Play-Doh for about 5 minutes. And as you can see, it's very difficult to stir right now. And it's also very hot. So please make sure that an adult helps you if you want to make this Play-Doh at home. Now I'm going to set the Play-Doh off of the burner over here. Make sure the burner's off. sitting it on a cool burner, and in a few minutes I can dump it out of the saucepan to knead it. Okay, now I have the Play-Doh dumped out of the saucepan onto a clean surface. I have my saucepan in the sink filled with water so the Play-Doh doesn't dry onto it. The next thing I have to do is I have to knead the Play-Doh. Kneading is a process you do to dough. That means turning it over and pressing it down. You do this repeatedly so that the dough gets to a nice elasticy texture. I have kneaded Play-Doh many times, so I know just what it feels like when it's done. I'm kneading it until it gets just to the right place. This Play-Doh is kind of hot, but it doesn't hurt my skin anymore. You can see how red my hands are getting while I knead the dough. Now, when this dough is cooled down even more, I'm going to pull it apart and put it into little balls like this. I'm going to take each little ball and put it into a Ziploc baggie. I'm doing this because I want to bring this Play-Doh to school for you so that you can use Mrs. Dobson's recipe for Christmas ornaments and do the second part yourself. You will have to read the directions to make this ball of Play-Doh into a Christmas ornament. Now, it's important that I put these balls into a Ziploc bag for you because otherwise this dough would dry out and be crusty and hard. And when you tried to roll it out to make your ornament, it wouldn't work. So I hope you have enjoyed my demonstration of how to make Play-Doh. The rest, my friends, is up to you.